right, sports analyst Marty Lenz joining me once again with more on the 49ers big game tomorrow. Always good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You excited for a little playoff here in the Bay Area?
I
finally?
am, and I think everybody else is. It's been, what, 9 years? Feels like forever. So
the Honey Badgers, they're going to be out. Huh? I can't believe I actually succumbed and said that. All right, let's talk about it. The good news is the 49ers are at home. The bad news is the Saints are coming to town, and they have one of the most prolific offenses in the NFL right now. 49ers have a pretty good D, though. How do you think they're going to stack up?
Well, this is a perfect matchup of strengths. You know, the 49ers defense has been their strength all year. Having said that, one of the greatest strengths in the NFL this year on offense has been the Saints. They've been fantastic all year. Drew Brees and company, Darren Sproles, Marcus Colston. And here's the concern if you're the 49ers. They're going to have to get a pass rush on these guys. You know, Justin Smith and Isaac Sopoaga and Ray McDonald, they're going to have to push the front because the linebackers are going to have to cover in space with the way the Saints throw the football. Also, having said that, Patrick Willis, he's still got a little bit of a bad hamstring. So we're going to see what he's going to be like out in space making coverage. So I'm excited about this, and I think if the 49ers can make a stop or two, they have a shot. But that's the key, slowing him down for a series or two, because I think the 49ers offense is going to be able to move the football.
Well, that's my next question. I was going to ask how much pressure is on Alex Smith. Is it one of those situations where we need the offense to generate a lot of points in this particular game? Or is it, hey, if our defense does what we need it to do, you don't really have to do that much. Just manage the game and not make mistakes.
Right, manage the game and keep the offense off the field. So that way, if Alex Smith and company is on the field, they keep the ball out of Drew Brees' hands. It's just simple ball control. And I think Jim Harbaugh as a coach has shown that he's done that. He's been the best thing to happen for the 49ers a long time and for Alex Smith's career. He's made him a true, legitimate starting quarterback and said, look, I believe in you. I'm going to give you the tools to succeed. And if you believe in me and I'll show you I believe in you, I think he's given Alex Smith a lot of confidence. And he tells him, you don't have to win it for us. Like you said, manage the game, maybe make a few plays here or there. And if you do that, we can win because we've got Frank Gore, we've got Crabtree, we've got Ted Ginn Jr., we've got playmakers on that side of the ball. Absolutely.
Is there anybody who's got to step it up big tomorrow on either side of the ball?
Well, again, I really believe that the defense they have to show if they're truly an elite marquee defense. Again, this is like graduate school now. Regular season's over. So this is like the graduate level. And we'll say this too. We'll find out how good of a coach Jim Harbaugh is going against Sean Payton. Great coach, you know, has the NFL, you know, has the Super Bowl championship, great offensive mind. So it's going to be real interesting to see how each team schemes each other.
And sometimes in games like this, we always talk about some of the intangibles that can really be a factor, things like turnovers, special teams, kicking game, the field position, that kind of thing. Anything in particular, do you think those are going to be real important in this game or maybe not so much?
Sure. I mean, I do believe field position because the longer you make Drew Brees and company have to cover the field, the better off. You don't want them, you know, from 50 yards in. You know, kick the ball off, kick it out of the end zone, make them start at the 20. Hey, with any luck, try to pin him back even further. You know, if the punting game and the kicking of Akers, if they can do their part and play field position with them, obviously that's going to help the defense quite a bit.
Yeah. Now, let's just skip across the bay just a little bit because we want to talk about the Oakland Raiders and their big announcement earlier this week.
I need about an hour to talk about that. They put the dis and dysfunction in Oakland. I can't wrap my head around this because again, what a tumultuous year. Al Davis dies. They have, Darren McFadden basically didn't play the second half of the year. They lose their quarterback in Jason Campbell. I thought Hugh Jackson did a pretty good job of keeping it together, and they were in at the end, at the very end. Now, granted, they were 1-4 at the end of the year, but Hugh Jackson was a guy that was put there by the late Al Davis. Now Reggie McKenzie comes in. He wants to blow it all up and start from fresh, and I'm like, I don't get what they're really trying to do. And the names are bringing up Winston Moss and Coach Clements, and then Joe Philbin. They'd be more exciting to have Regis Philbin coach that dang team than have some of the other names bringing up. Now, and the other name I hear is Dom Capers. He would maybe be a legitimate coach to bring in great defensive mind. But blowing that up, getting rid of Hugh Jackson to bring in the names I'm hearing bantied about, that makes no sense.
Do you think it was just a personality conflict? We hear a lot about well, let's see. I'll say it this way. Hugh Jackson is a strong personality,
sure.
And maybe McKenzie says, like, look, I got to take control of this team, and I don't even want to have that conflict. I'll just nip it from the get-go.
Maybe, but name me a head coach that doesn't have a certain amount of ego and personality. And with the Raiders, you need
in this league, yeah.
You've got to have that. And again, this is a guy that was appointed by Al Davis. This isn't somebody who Al kind of went in. He fired Tom Cable, who maybe shouldn't have been fired after 8-8, and puts this guy in. So from Reggie McKenzie to come in, and frankly, what experience does he have in the front office? And it's kind of like, new sheriff in town, new badge. You see this, I got to exert my authority. Well, to me, I'm of the opinion, prove you can have success with what you have. And then once you do that, maybe then we can, decide about changing.
See, you didn't need an hour. It was only a couple minutes.
No.
You could go on and on.
I could.
Okay,
I could.
Right. We got to wrap. So thanks, Marty, for coming in, and I appreciate the perspective. We'll see what happens with the 49ers. We'll have to wait for the Raiders till next season.